Okay, so now I started the recording, and now let's talk about prospecting. So the reason, like I was saying, Steve, the reason I did this quick Zoom, and it's not going to be a really long Zoom or anything like that. I just wanted to touch base with everyone and put out a video that people could watch on how to prospect when you're out and about, how to cold prospect, not using leads, not using funnel systems or anything like that. Those will be different videos and different trainings, but how do you go out and collect 5 names and numbers, or 10 or 20? We used to require all of our leaders back in Excel days to go out, and they would go to malls, and they were required to gather 20 names and numbers per day, and they were not allowed to come home until they did it. So they would go out, and they'd within an hour or two would collect 20 names and numbers, and their motto was you aren't working your business hard enough until you've been kicked out of all the malls and establishments in the city. That's a joke, but the point is that they went everywhere, and they collected names and numbers. Now, a percentage of those names and numbers will end up becoming part of your business. A larger percentage won't. And you just have to play the numbers game. But it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So let's say you go to the grocery store, you go to the gas station. First thing I always say is you got to have a good attitude. You got to be happy, positive, someone that other people look at and they can feel your energy. You walk in a room. I'm going to use Herschel as an example because he's always happy, he's always positive, and he's always plugged in. So is Teresa and Emily, and so are you, Steve. But I'm just using Herschel as an example. I love the guy. I mean, he's just always got a good attitude, good smile and everything. If I met Herschel at a gas station, I would assume I would be immediately looking at someone that had a smile on his face, and I could immediately drum up a conversation. And I use the acronym FORM, FORM, family, occupation, recreation, money. You can use it for anything. You can build rapport in under a minute. Remember, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth, use them proportionally. You want to listen more than you talk. And you can simply say, you start talking about family. Hey, so, are you married? Do you have some kids? That's awesome. And be excited about their answers. Oh, you have a daughter? She's going to ballet. That's great. My kids actually do a little bit of dance also. You can build rapport by kind of finding ways to find similarities between the two. You can mimic their movements, their gestures and everything. But I will tell you that, like Jim Rohn says, if you want to attract attractive people, you must become attractive. And you will attract what you are. So if you're negative and toxic, you will attract negative and toxic people. It's automatic. And if you're positive and upbeat and you're happy and you look at the future as great and everything is amazing and everything, when you go out and about, people will feel that energy. Let me ask you guys a quick question, an honest question. Tell me what you think about this and the answer to it. If you're at a grocery store, or let's say a grocery store, because that's a really good example, and you're in line or whatever, can you tell when someone around you is a really positive and in a really good mood? And can you feel it when someone's a really negative, nasty, bitter person without them saying anything?
Yeah.
Body language.
Go ahead.
Go, Steve. I think you were saying something, weren't you?
The body language, just how they carry themselves. It's just their facial expressions or how their stances. I'm just, anyone else? Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyone else want to talk about that? What's it feel like when you have someone really negative around you or positive? Can you feel it, and what's it like?
Well, I'm used to prospecting, getting names and phone numbers, and I've been turned down quite a few times, but it doesn't feel very good. You don't want to approach a person that's negative or they're in a hurry or they're mad. You really can read the situation, I think.
And how is that, Emily? Do you just
phone number?
I mean, you feel something, don't you? If you're around someone in a grocery store, Emily, when I know you've been doing prospecting for like 15 years, and you've been taught by the best, Bella, who I believe is the best prospector in network marketing history, probably. You were taught by the best, so you know how to do it. You can totally feel when someone's a positive, outgoing type person versus a really negative, bitter person, can't you? Without them even saying anything.
Yes, you can. You can do that. And, I find like just, don't give them time to think about it. Say, hey, jot down your phone number and your name and I'll get back to you. And, you don't really want to get into a big explanation about it because they don't have that time to do that. So you just want to get a phone number and a name out of them. And then you want to get back to them.
Absolutely. So what I do, I'm going to base that right on what Emily said. When I go out, when I'm at a grocery store, a gas station or whatever, first of all, I'm always smiling. I'm always happy. I'm always looking at all the good in the world because that's the way I am. It's the way I'm wired. So forget about network marketing. Forget about GS Partners. I'm just that way. I'm just the kind of guy that if Herschel walked up at a gas station, we could have a conversation for 20 minutes and become like the best of friends because it's just the way I am. I like everybody. I love people, but I don't like toxic, negative people. And so when I'm out and about, there's people all around that are in good moods and everything, especially when the sun's out. I just literally ask people when I'm chatting with them, I talk first about family, and then I go to the O part of form, FORM. O is occupation. So what do you do? What do you do for work? And how do you like it? Is that something you've always wanted to do? How long you've been doing it? Then recreation. What do you like to do for fun? Oh, you jet ski? So do I. I love it. Have you ever done water skiing? Awesome. I do that too. You like the hot air balloon? That's great. And stuff like that. And then you get right into M for money. And then you can bring up, well, listen, I got to get going. And I always like to do that. You say you got to get going because you don't want to try to give them like an hour-long overview on the spot in a grocery store in aisle 8. That's not the time or place. So say, hey, I got to get going and everything. But you sound like the kind of guy I would love to work with and everything. I don't know if you or anyone is looking for something right now, but I'm actually looking for people that want to work for themselves, work from home, maybe a side hustle or a plan B. Do you know anyone that's looking for something right now? And it happens to be in the crypto industry. And then I just leave it at that. Just a nice, simple thing like that. 99% of the time when I talk to someone, they'll say, yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, I'm definitely always looking for something that's good. I say, hey, great. I don't have a lot of time right now. Throw me your name and number. Like Emily said, throw me your name and number, and then I will get back to you. I'll send you some information. I'll let you do your own due diligence. I'll call you back the next day. I'll answer any questions you may have, and then I'll simply collect a decision. If it's something for you, great. I will help you. I'll mentor you. I'll coach you. If it's not for you, that's okay too. There's nothing lost. Because it's not going to be a high-pressured sales pitch or anything like that. I'm only looking for a couple people. And that's literally all I say. I don't say anything special, and I do it everywhere. My wife and I go to a diner every Saturday. It's our thing in the morning to have breakfast at our little local diner called The Lee. And I always have my ultimate omelet. And one of the girls' name, actually, I'll tell you the very start of the conversation. We were sitting there talking. And this is when Dogecoin was going ballistic and Saturday Night Live was about to happen. And everybody was talking about Dogecoin and Elon Musk. And me and Samantha were talking about it. And Jess, the waitress, was like, oh, you guys talking about Dogecoin? I go, oh, yeah. I said, that's what I do. I'm a crypto trader. I'm a representative for a crypto company with our own coin and everything. And she said, that is so amazing. I said, oh, yeah. I said, anyone that looks at crypto and doesn't get involved is foolish at this time and day. And she goes, oh yeah, this is exciting stuff. I said, hey, you look like you're kind of interested. Would you like to maybe get some information on taking a look at the company? She goes, absolutely. That was it. That's all I had to say. She gave me her name and number. I put it in my phone. I haven't sent the link yet, so I have to admit that. I should have done that. I have to do that. I'll do it right after this call. So I have not sent her the information yet, but that's because I've been busy. But the point is, you can do that easily. You can go out and get 5, 10, 20 numbers and names a day. And I'm telling you, the more you do, the better you get. and it gets easier and easier and easier. Pretty soon you could walk up to someone and say, hey, yeah, my name's Trevor. What's your name? Teresa. Hey, nice to meet you. How's your family doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know, what do you do for work? You know, occupation. What do you like to do for fun, recreation? And then how's your, are you happy with what you're making? Are you making enough money? You know, what's your long-term plan? Do you keep your options open for a plan B or a side hustle or anything like that? Or you could say something like, do you know anyone looking for a way to make money working from home? You can word it any way you want based on your personality. You can't just take what I say and copy it. It has to be something that's comfortable with the way you are. But the premise is the same. Just keep it very short and sweet so you can be in a checkout line at Safeway, and you should be able to immediately recruit and get a name and number. I've had times where I was at Safeway and I strummed up a quick conversation in a minute or two with the person right beside me, and everyone in line wanted to give me their name and number. Everyone. I didn't even ask for them. They were just, hey, let me give you my name and number. Hey, let me give you my name and number. You know why? Because people are looking for a plan B. They're looking. But guess what? If you never open your mouth, you will never find them. And leads and marketing systems and sale funnels are great, but they're expensive and they take time and everything. This is free. I'm not saying not to do all the other reach out methods, because we will incorporate everything. But everyone should prospect because it's great. And there's nothing more powerful than being in the presence of another human being face to face. I don't think a Zoom can replace being in a room with people or being at a store in a mall with people.
There's more sensory involvement.
There is.
It's a contact sport, I think, you know.
It is. I mean, you know, there's all, I could speak for hours on this subject, you know, on vibration tech, you know, vibration science and how we vibrate and what frequency we vibrate at, and Einstein's theory of energy equals MC squared, and how we're all energy and everything is energy, string theory. All of these things play into it. But the point is this, I'm not getting into some weird mumbo jumbo, you know, the universe is my God. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is scientifically proof that there is vibrations and frequency and energy and all of that happens. But I don't believe it happens over Zoom like it does in real life. That's my opinion. And I always validate it with this example. How many of you have went to a live sporting event like an NFL game, a big one? Everyone?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so do you go because the view is really good and everything, or do you go because of the energy?
The energy, more sensory involvement, like I was saying.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I can sit at home on my 135-inch projection screen and get a way better view and way better commentary of the game sitting on my chair in my living room with my wife. But I miss out on 66,000 fans screaming at the top of their lungs as the Seahawks beat the crap out of teams that are inferior, like the Rams.
Right. JJ, you and JJ, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I did that for John. Because the Rams are inferior.
Pete Carroll should never made that call, or whatever it was. They should have won that last one. Remember that years ago?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. But anyways, I just think prospecting, we make it harder than it is. I just think you have to practice, and you have to be bad before you're good. You have to be good before you're better, and you have to be better before you're great. And I sucked at prospecting. I'm not a good prospector, but I got good at it just by opening my mouth and liking people. And I just like people. So I just talk to people and I just say, hey, you know, do you know anyone that's looking for a way to make extra money part-time or full-time working from home? Do you know anyone that, you know, is looking to maybe become a millionaire by the time they're 30? Depends on the person I'm talking to. If I'm talking to a 20-year-old kid that I can tell is all into, you know, bling and a nice car and everything, I'm not going to say, hey, would you like to, you know, create a nice portfolio? I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, hey, how would you like to be driving around with a Lamborghini with the doors that go up instead of out? I'm going to have his attention in 10 seconds. Now, if I'm talking to a 45-year-old man who's got a wife, 3 kids, and he's looking to retire, I'm not going to say, hey, how would you like to have a car with the doors that go up instead of out? He'll be like, dude, I have no interest in that. I have a wife and 3 kids. I just want to pay my mortgage off and be able to retire. So you got to use common sense when you're prospecting. You got to, if you're talking to a female that's 55 years old, it's going to be different than talking to a female that's 18 years old or 30 years old. You just got to figure out who you're talking to. And I believe the easiest way to do that is FORM, FORM, family, occupation, recreation, money. And the best way to get good at that is to just go out and use it. Just go talk to people. Go out there and try to get 5 names and numbers a day. When that becomes easy, go for 10. When that becomes easy, go for 15. When that becomes easy, now you're a master. Now get as many as you want. And you know what? Everywhere you go, they'll be begging you to give you their name and number. Part of that is because you got better, but part of that is because you are emanating. What's the word I'm looking for? Emitting, that's the right word. Had a brain fog there for a second. I am getting older. I am 52 years old. You are emitting a different level of personality, of confidence and everything that people will be drawn to because you attract like personalities. So if you're negative and toxic, you will attract negative and toxic people. It's automatic. Drama queens always attract drama queens. Drama kings always attract drama kings. It's just always that way. And positive people always attract positive people. Successful people always run in circles with successful people. Why do you think that is? It's not an accident. It's because that's who you attract. But prospecting is not hard. So any questions or anything?
Well, Trevor, no, prospecting is not hard, but in my town, it's pretty small.
Yeah, there's 12 people?
About 600.
I'm just kidding. 1 stop sign and a cow?
Yeah, basically. So I'm
allowed to bug Emily because she's a longtime friend.
But I'll get it done somehow.
You always get it done, Emily. You never make excuses. You're like the no excuse queen. I know you'll get it done. And if anyone can prospect, Emily, it's you. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have 0 excuses. You had the queen of prospecting is your best friend and lives up there with you. And you have been trained by the best of the best. You should be able to do it in your sleep, and you can. There's nothing to it. You just go out and you collect names and numbers. I mean, you literally used to have carloads of people go to the mall. I mean, by, 30, 40, 50 people at a time. And every one of them had to get 20 names and numbers every single day. And if they ever said the word can't, they had to drop and do 3 push-ups.
Oh, we did it before. And I mean, I know it's possible again.
Yeah. And then we'll implement other things. Any other comments or questions?
Steve?
Hey, what? Go ahead.
I'm sure you got something to say. Come on, let's hear.
Go, Steve.
Well, well, you know what's so funny about this? Emily and I have a little history back. We go back. She and I are partnered one time, and where she maintained her confidence and her level of willing to do whatever it took to get names. She knows what I'm referring to in our network. I was going to this school, this college, and I was setting the whole thing, and where it was all new to me. But to her, man, she had confidence. I mean, dude, bring it on. And it's like I was supposed to set up these tables in this hallway where all these college students are coming into, and I would just have this little booth set up. I showed her my poster board. I showed her everything with our network, and she was ready just to be on a live chat with these people that came to the desk. And me being all new to this, oh my goodness. Well, I found out later, you might be impressed with something here, Emily. I came back again with someone, and I was able to get my courage, and I was able to get some names. But then I found out later I had to shut it all down. But it's going to end on a positive here in a second, because we needed a license or some sort of pass to do what we were doing, or we would have been fined. So when luckily those 2 days where I was doing it, we didn't get fined. But strategy, like as far as being creative, being sometimes you have to be creative and try to find ways. Like for instance, I'm doing Uber on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I quit my auto hail restoration business. I was making between 100, 200 grand gross per month. I was splitting the pie. I was getting a quarter of that. Tex will get 50% of that. Anyways, the point of the matter is doing Uber, you're talking to a lot of people, you're interacting with a lot of people. Now, obviously not everyone here is going to be going out and doing Uber, but I'm just trying to be creative and trying to find ways outside of Uber to get, where it's more of that personal contact, where it's more sensory involvement. And, I think that's a key. You suggested some good things there, Trevor. I'm just rambling here, but
no, you're not rambling at all. I mean, your points are absolutely valid and they're good points. And another thing you can do is do things that what I call curiosity posts on Facebook, where you don't blurt out a bunch of stuff. You just, a curiosity post where somebody asks you what it's about or a question about it because you raise someone's curiosity. But if you want to do that in real life, like out in public, I think making a shirt is one of the better ways, or a banner on a car. Like example, I'm getting some shirts made locally here, and it's going to say Team Block Stars on the top left, where you normally have the logo of a shirt. And then on the back, it's going to say creating crypto millionaires 1G999 at a time. And then it's going to have the website underneath, www.getg999.net, which is one of our domains we have that anyone can use. It's just a domain that we made that has a short 8-minute video and it has no links to it. So in other words, any of you could use it. Anyone can use it. It's not assigned to any person. I own the domain, but it's for the whole team. So the point is, I'm walking through Safeway. I guarantee if I have that on my shirt, it could easily attract a question by especially a younger person going, hey, I love crypto. I see it all the time. I'd love to be a crypto millionaire. And then I simply have to go, hey, listen, I own it. I own it. I'm a rep for a crypto company. We have our own coin and we're building crypto millionaires. Our goal is to be the team that builds more millionaires than any team in the last 90 years of direct sales history. I don't know if that really interests you or not, but let me send you some information and have you look at it. And then I'll call you tomorrow and answer any questions. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say yes every time.
Could you put that together for the group? That'd be wonderful if you put that out there again. And what about wraps on a car? If you were to suggest an idea about putting a wrap on a car, how would you go about that, Trevor? With a just curious. On that.
I think I've changed my mind on buying a Lamborghini. I was going to buy a Lamborghini. I totally have one that I was going to go look at. But it's $329,000, and I love the new Teslas, and it's 1/3 the price and outperforms the Lamborghini. And it's like totally high tech, and you get a warranty. So anyways, long story short, not that has anything to do with this call, but I'm a dreamer all the time. I always have a goal, always have a million things I want to do and buy. So I want to buy a 2021 Tesla Sport Plaid, which is the sport model that does 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, 200 miles an hour. It's the bad boy, and it's about $135,000. It's about 1/3 of the price of the Lambo, and that's brand new, and you get all the bells and whistles. When I get it, first of all, I'll have a license plate that probably says Get G999. That will be my license plate because I'm going to get a personalized plate. And then I'll probably have a wrap at least on the back window that says creating crypto millionaires 1G999 at a time. And then my website. And that's literally what I will put on my car. And I'll give you another example in real life. I did this in Excel, Steve, all over the world in 7 countries. My corporation name, I incorporated in Nevada. It bought my Excel business and owned it because I made a lot of money and I needed to do that for tax purposes. So my corporation purchased my Excel business, it owned it, and then it paid me as a kind of like an employee, So anyways, I took a draw and then I moved to Canada and retired after that. I had my corporation name was Millionaire Minded Incorporated. So that was my brand, was Millionaire Minded. And then the ads I would run worldwide are always the same. It would say Millionaire Minded in capital letters with a question mark. And it said 31-year-old millionaire looking for individual to teach business to. And it had my phone number. And that was my ad I used all over the world. And I brought in hundreds and hundreds of good people with that ad. And it was simple and to the point. Now, I guarantee that ad probably turned off a lot of people, because it would have created people that said, it's another one of those scams, those things don't work, whatever. But I attracted the kind of people I wanted. So
the right people,
and then I put it on my car. I had it on my back window. I had a website, www.millionaireminded.com. So that was my brand. I mean, Millionaire Minded was the name of my corporation. I had black plastic waterproof business cards. It said Millionaire Minded. That was my brand, black and gold. And it was on my car, and it was on my license plate and everything. And I kept it all the same, and it worked really good. And the ads worked great. The only point I'm trying to make is that if I were to wrap a car or anything like that, I would keep it really clean. And I keep it to the brand, because you are the brand at the end of the day. I mean, they're going to look at you, Steve, as GS Partners. They're not really going to look at GS Partners. They're going to look at you and go, this is GS Partners. What is Steve doing? What is he not doing? And how is he succeeding? How is he not succeeding? And so if I were to do a car, I would have it clean and simple.
Right.
Trevor, when are you going to get the shirts made? Are we buying them off you?
I'm just looking into it today. I found a shirt maker locally, and I'm going to run some ideas by them. And I'm just waiting for Pierre to send me the high resolution, logo for Team Blockstars, because I need the high resolution file.
Oh, and we're going to do business cards?
Yeah, I think those are coming out in the marketing. Does anyone even know when they're coming out? I think the marketing stuff's coming out anytime.
Good question.
Yeah, pamphlets, business cards. I think they're all in the making right now, but
yeah,
maybe we could ask John tonight in one of his calls. I just don't know the answer to that. But yeah, we'll do business cards. But honestly, Emily, I don't use see ya, Herschel. I don't use business cards. I just don't use them. I mean, I'll probably get some because it kind of looks unprofessional not to have them, but I never use them. I just always take someone's name and number.
The only reason why I would use them is to get a number back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I have nothing against them. I'll probably get some too, but I think I might have a local printer make me some plastic ones, because I really liked my plastic waterproof cards when I did that in Excel, and they were a real conversation starter. Anytime someone took them and went, wow, a plastic card and everything, and it's waterproof, or I could give it out in a pool, people were like, wow, that is so cool. So even if it doesn't get you a rep, it's always a conversation starter. And I have lots of people that will maybe not get started, but then refer some of their friends to me in Excel, and they would get started because they were looking for something.
Apologize. Let me ask Emily something. Emily, how close are you to the nearest airport? Just throwing out
an hour.
Okay, because you probably know where I was going with this. But what I was thinking is I have some ideas I'm putting together. Was putting a flyer together. It's going to a barcode. You guys can get very creative with Trevor's brain with putting things together with the barcode. Trevor's he's good at this stuff, and then had him out to all the drivers, because obviously they're trying to make some income there, and it's putting hey, you keep your options open. Trevor can come up with something, or someone can come up with something clever. And here, hand them out to the as they go to the airport and start getting all the drivers. Be out there for about a 3 hours or so, and start handing out flyers. The barcode. Yep. Trevor, I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm just trying to.
No, I love that, dude. I actually was thinking about doing this, and tell me what you guys think. But maybe now that QR codes are so popular, having it say, maybe have your business card be a really cool business card and have some pamphlets and stuff and say, creating crypto millionaires 1G999 coin at a time, and then having just a QR code that they scan, and that goes to our domain.
There you go.
Yeah, just like tapping phones, like, here's my card, boom.
Oh yeah. Just trying to think. do you have a lot of concentration of people that show up there at that airport? I know it's an hour away. You probably don't go there often, but I would imagine there's a lot of drivers for Uber and
We
Lyft.
just got out of lockdown, so we've only been out of lockdown since the 2nd of July.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to remember that Emily lives in a communist nation now.
I know.
Ran by the communist leader Trudeau.
Just like our leader here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, jeez.
Gas was $1.89 the beginning of the year. I know I'm getting off track here, guys, but now it's almost $4.
we better keep it under control before I go on a full political rant.
I know.
And get completely kicked off Zoom and YouTube and everything. But boy,
Yeah,
I
me
am
too.
not
I'm like,
pleased.
zip that lip.
I know.
I never thought we'd get to the day that we'd be scared to say what we really wanted to say.
Right.
Yeah, we're living in weird times.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
putting a PG level. I know what you really want to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm being very nice. I'm being very nice and politically correct. We're living in very weird times
Interesting time.
Exactly.
where
Yeah.
good is bad and bad is good.
Right. Gosh.
But
so
anyways, back to prospecting.
Right.
I think your ideas are great, Steve. I think we should try to play with maybe a QR code, a creation of a QR code that.
Hey, I got
has
another.
maybe the website.
I got another idea for you guys. Now, here's a thought. I'm running with this. Here we go. I know of a guy in Long Island, in New York. We can bug him again. We can all get on board with this. He's connected to. Well, I'm also connected to AMC Theater, and you already know where I'm going with this thought. He's also connected to commercials, real like big network channels on TV, big ones, and he could run ads. And we can do the what's it called, the rotator. And I would involve Trevor on these conversations. Obviously, we get people together, and we've already thought this through on our network. We did this. We were already in the process of putting it all together. So it's not just. I'm not just saying this. Trust me, I'm connected. And that's a thought. What do you guys think about that?
I'm open to anything. I believe
commercials
out there we should be open to.
We have connections to infomercials, guys, and we have connections to AMC Theater. Last time I checked, you could be living in China and still be involved in the line of people rotating the sucker. We all pay a fee. I think it's like per week. It's like it's like double digits. It's like maybe $30, $10, somewhere in that range. It's not too bad, but you get exposed like well over 1,000 or 2,000 times. I mean, in a week or whatever. But I'm just saying we could put those thoughts together, Trevor. I'll revisit that conversation with you because I really thought doing the AMCA. Because remember that lady in our network, Elaine, that lives in California.
Oh yeah.
Yep. She and I were talking about putting that all together, and she's
definitely look into that.
Yeah. See. And
I think I'd be all over that, Steve.
Yeah, we need to do that. This is important. We need to do this. So I'm glad we're at a point now where we are now where we can just do that. So I'll reach out to Steve. His name is Steve Murphy. You might have heard the name Steve Murphy. Ring a bell. Steve Murphy.
I don't know if it rings a bell or not. How would I know?
He's my direct, but he's a financial advisor in Long Island, New York. And we were putting together because he has a good friend of his. And he was running his own ad for what he was trying to experiment with our network. And so he ran it for a month, but we didn't have the card really available. So it kind of didn't really go to get much traction. But now that we have a card, a bank, and all this other stuff put together, guys, I think we're ready to roll, So
why don't you look into that? That's another great reach out method. I would love to try.
Yes. Let's do that because Emily doesn't have a lot of concentration of people in that area. I thought the commercials, AMCA, we need to have those conversations, and so Trevor, I know you get inundated with a lot of calls and texts. I'm gonna be like, where's Waldo in this mix? Like, okay, I'll send you a text or something here soon. Just hope that you find me in the crowd because I will send you.
Anytime you message me on Facebook or whatever, I always get back to you. I mean, I keep my messages. I'm really OCD, like anal OCD. Like my wife always makes fun of me because to
our advantage, I like that.
Yeah, I delete anything that I don't need and I put it in its right place. And if somebody messages me, I get it because I don't have a bunch of junk mail.
Yeah. Well, this is the conversation. Steve's will be here today. I'll run that conversation with him. And then we need to just set something up. And then you can start asking those questions, Trevor. You and JJ or, start asking those questions that are important, and we'll figure out the numbers, the costs, and we'll get this thing rolling and get and about rotators. You guys can help put that together,
Yeah, no, I think that's all great. Anything that will help the team and help everybody get leads and
Right.
and reps and everything, I think is going to be great for everybody.
Okay, I'll work on it today.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Anything else anybody else wants to say or ask about or anything?
Thank you guys. That was wonderful. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
I have one question. I know you're working on the Team Block Stars. What do you call it? Oh my goodness, why am I marketing system? Do you any word on when
I'll find
that's
out
gonna
more.
hit?
I'll find out more tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have an appointment tomorrow morning with Beverly for an hour or two, and we're going to go through the whole thing and hopefully literally set up the whole system.
It's my understanding with Beverly, she's ready to rock and roll. I just talked to her today. She's my direct.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
yeah. So that's exciting. That's very encouraging, good stuff. And I'm going to put the commercials in I want to go through a lot of stuff, guys. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked for all of it. I say we all use our collective minds and go after all this because it helps everybody.
Right. That drives the coin up.
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, the coin, like I told someone today, the coin's going to increase in value when it increases in value. That's a given. I mean, it's I have zero doubt it's going to be a coin that's worth $1 by the end of the year. It's just the circulating volume and everything hasn't been posted, but I don't care about that. It will happen when it happens. Right now, I'm buying a dip.
Right.
I'm thrilled. It's helping me get my
Me too.
second exclusive node filled.
Me too.
Right.
I love it.
Yep.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I got my work cut off for me.
Yep. Gives people a chance to buy more coins. Okay. See you guys.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.